Greetings and welcome to a bit more MotoGP action on Moto2. Now, I can't remember who I'm riding with as I ride away, but either way we're at Le Mans, and where better to race round on the weekend of Le Mans than the Bugatti circuit that we're doing here. So again, we've moved on from the first bike. I recorded this a few weeks ago now, back when I did the first slow-mo video, so I can't remember the entire race very well, but again, those that have played MotoGP 13 will know the deal here. A bit more sensitivity to the handling, a bit more movement and suspension. I found it a bit more tricky to ride in this version than I did last year, just in terms of turning. But either way, I'm still going to work my way through the field. Again, MotoGP is not something that you can just pick up. You need to put some laps in. You really need to do a lot of laps to try and maximise your speed. First you need to build consistency and then you can build your speed. Now, a lot of you watching that are quick with MotoGP will have done a lot of laps, no doubt, and it's about just getting the bike in early to those apexes and then getting on the power nice and early for the next section. A lot of the people online no doubt use a lot more of the curbs. They're a little bit more leery in the way they're riding. I'm just trying to keep it nice and sensible and on the racing line, which is working for me at the moment. So again, I believe I'm using the Pro settings in terms of handling. Resting on a bike a little there. You can get away with a slight touch as long as you're on the brakes as well. I find if you hit them just when you're riding, you are going to fly straight off the course. And these final two corners now, nice when you get them sweet, not nice when you don't. So it can be a tricky one if you have to stand the bike up halfway through that section, because those corners are like one. Turn one. Again, a little bit tricky. It's a throttle blending situation. I think here I just want to avoid these bikes. I'm trying to figure out how can I get inside, and then once you get to this first sort of chicane section, you want to brake early. I was a bit late and lost a bit of speed. Don't want to touch those bikes when you're turning into the slow corners. You will fall off your bike if you get a knock at that point. It is very easy. Again, just wasn't able to get the bike in where I wanted it to on that section. So more practice required simply in improving these racing lines. Bottom corner there, of course, we can see the replays. As ever, replays look really nice. They're improved a bit just simply down to the fact that you have improved rider models this year and it simply looks more realistic. But there's always development on these areas, has to be said visually. And of course then we have the forward camera as well. The helmet cam is not available in the replay mode. I was hoping to show you a helmet cam by recording the replay, but at the moment there is just what you see there. And of course you have the front wheel, the rear wheel. I don't have the gyro cam, the butt cam, but apparently it is in the final version, so I still have an early version. So hopefully once I get the final game I can test all of this again just to make sure we know what's what. So there are still some additions, and it should be pointed out that this version you're seeing here is not final. Now, I also understand that a lot of work's gone into the AI, make the AI less blind, more aware of where you are. Obviously, it's always going to be tricky on those first couple of corners. I think, to be fair, you know, when you get the final game, if you're running this on the PC or PS4, it will have, I believe, 34 bikes in the race. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't remember how many riders are in the Moto2 races at the moment. But let's say, for argument's sake, the full field is going to be in it, lots and lots of bikes. So I think getting them through the first few corners is the main thing, without them going too slow, and then after that they sort themselves out after a few corners, and no doubt the AI will be solid to race against. It's been asked as well for me to race against the higher settings. I don't know what setting I have the AI on here. I believe I've got it on a slightly harder setting, but not on the hardest setting, and again, this is an early version, so it's not representative of the final build. But either way, I'm finding it good fun, I'm enjoying it. It's good to hear that it's being released in the US as well. And again, details about all of that can be found on the website as I go a bit wide, just trying to carry too much speed through there. Again, just not getting to grips with this bike and its turning. I'd need a bit more practice, no doubt. A few more laps, a few more races, and I'd hook it all up. I really want to do some time trials. Closing on these bikes in front. You really have to be very neat and sensible if you want to close up on the bikes. You've got to be patient. If you're not patient, things like that happen, where you go a bit wide and then you need a little touch of rear brake. I'm going to try getting a bit leery now. I can see that I can get in there. If I can just get on the power early enough, maybe I can get in the mix. See, no, braking too late. getting that final corner wrong, and that's it. Unable to make the podium this time. But that's it for this video on MotoGP. There'll be more from me very soon.